Hey, Shalom Lakem, Kal Yeshara'el. How's your peace, Israel? Welcome back to another video. And we're dealing with the topic at hand, which is the Holy Spirit and wisdom the same? Okay, and we're going to pick up in the book of Isaiah, chapter 11, verses 2. And it reads on this wise. The Spirit of Lord will rest on him, the Spirit of wisdom and of understanding, the Spirit of counsel and of might, the Spirit of knowledge and the fear of the Lord. Okay, and that was the Spirit of Lord will rest on him, the Spirit of wisdom and understanding, the Spirit of counsel and of might, the Spirit of knowledge and the fear of the Lord. Here the Holy Spirit includes wisdom as an attribute, showing that wisdom flows from the Spirit. Okay, we're going to pick up in the book of John chapter 14 verses 26, and it reads on this wise. But the Advocate, the Holy Spirit, whom the Father will send in my name, will teach you all things and will remind you of everything I have said to you. Okay? And that was Hamashiach describes the Holy Spirit as the helper he will teach you all things. This teaching and guiding role reflects attributes associated with wisdom. Okay? We're now going to go into the book of Acts, chapter 1, verses 8. And it reads on this wise. But you will receive power when the Holy Spirit comes on you, and you'll be my witnesses in Jerusalem, and in all Judea and Samaria, and to the ends of the earth. And that was the Holy Spirit empowers the apostles, demonstrating that the Spirit acts not only in knowledge but in power, providing guidance, boldness, and miraculous abilities. Okay, we're now going to go into the book of Proverbs, chapter 8, verses 1 to verse 30. Or it should be 36. Okay, and it reads on this wise. Does not wisdom call out? Does not understanding raise her voice? At the highest point along the way, where the paths meet, she takes her stand. Beside the gate leading into the city, at the entrance she cries aloud. To you, O people, I call out. I raise my voice to all mankind. You who are simple, gain prudence. You who are foolish, set your hearts on it. Listen, for I have trustworthy things to say. I open my lips to speak what is right. My mouth speaks what is true, for my lips detest wickedness. All the words of my mouth are just, none of them is crooked or perverse. To the discerning all of them are right. They are upright to those who have found knowledge. Choose my instruction instead of silver, knowledge rather than choice gold. For wisdom is more precious than rubies, and nothing you desire can compare with her. I, wisdom, dwell together with prudence. I possess knowledge and discretion. To fear the Lord is to hate evil. I hate pride and arrogance, evil behavior and perverse speech. Counsel and sound judgment are mine. I have insight and have power. By my kings reign and rulers issue decrees that are just. By my prince govern and nobles all who rule on earth. I love those who love me, and those who seek me find me. With me are riches and honor, enduring wealth and prosperity. My fruit is better than fine gold. What I yield surpasses choice silver. I walk in the way of righteousness, along the paths of justice, bestowing a rich inheritance on those who love me, and making their treasuries full. The Lord brought me forth as the first of his works, before his deeds of old. I was formed long ages ago, at the very beginning when the world came to be. When there were no watery depths, I was given birth. When there were no springs overflowing of water. Before the mountains were settled in place. Before the hills, I was given birth. Before he made the world or its fields, or any of the dust of the earth. I was there when he set the heavens in place, when he marked out the horizons on the face of the deep, when he established the clouds above the fixed securely the fountains of the deep, when he gave the sea its boundary, so the waters would not overstep his command, and when he marked out the foundations of the earth. Then I was constantly at his side. I was filled with delight day after day, rejoicing always in his presence, rejoicing in his whole world, and delighting in mankind. Now then, my children, listen to me. Blessed are those who keep my ways. Listen to my instruction and be wise. Do not disregard it. Blessed are those who listen to me, watching daily at my doors, waiting at my doorway. For those who find me find life and receive favor from the Lord. But those who fail to find me harm themselves. All who hate me love death. Okay, that was wisdom is personified as a figure who was present at creation, offering guidance, knowledge, and insight. Wisdom here speaks in the first person, describing how she brings order and insight to the world, which echoes the creative work of the Spirit but maintains a distinct voice. We're going to enter the book of James, chapter 1, verses 5, and it reads on this wise. If any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all who without finding fault, and it will be given to you. If any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask God, who gives to all liberally. This wisdom is portrayed as a divine gift, but not identical to the Holy Spirit. We're going to go into 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verses 8, and it reads on this wise. To one there is given through the Spirit a message of wisdom, to another a message of knowledge by the means of the same Spirit. Okay, and that was in Paul's teaching on spiritual gifts. Wisdom is listed as a gift given by the Spirit, showing the Holy Spirit as the source of wisdom rather than equating the two. Okay, we're going to go into the Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, verses 22 to verse 25, and it reads on this wise. For wisdom, which is the worker of all things, taught me, for in her is an understanding spirit holy, one only, manifold, subtle, lively, clear, undefiled, plain, not subject to her, loving the thing that is good, quick, which cannot be letted, ready to do good, kind to man, steadfast, sure, free from care, having all power, overseeing all things, and going through all understanding, pure are most subtle spirits. For wisdom is more moving than any motion. She passeth and goeth through all things by reason of her pureness. For she is the breath of the power of God, and a pure influence flowing from the glory of the Almighty. Therefore can no defiled thing fall into her. Okay, that was wisdom is described as a pure emanation of the glory of the Almighty. This passage personifies wisdom and describes divine characteristics to her, such as being all-powerful, all-knowing, and present in all things, but she is described as distinct from the Spirit. We're going to go into Wisdom Solomon chapter 9, verses 17, and it reads on this wise. And thy counsel who have known, except thou give wisdom and send the Holy Spirit from above. And that was, who has learned your counsel unless you have been given wisdom and sent your Holy Spirit from on high? It says here, wisdom and the Holy Spirit are named separately, with wisdom being something granted alongside or through the Holy Spirit, rather than being synonymous with it. A few more scriptures. We're going to go into the book of Sirach or Ecclesiasticus, chapter 1, verses 4 to 5. And it reads on this wise: Wisdom was created before everything. Prudent understanding subsists from remotest ages. Okay, we now that was wisdom was created before all things, and prudent understanding from eternity. The root of wisdom, to whom has it been revealed? Yet, her great deeds, who knows them? In Sirach, wisdom is created by God and acts as an intermediary, guiding humanity in righteous paths, while the Spirit often appears as the source of wisdom, suggesting a hierarchy. We're going to go into the book of Sirach, chapter 24. We're going to read the whole chapter, and it reads on this wise. This is Ecclesiasticus, chapter 24. Listen to wisdom. She proudly sings her own praise among the Israelites, her own people, in the assembly of the Most High, in the presence of his power. I am the word spoken by the Most High. I covered the earth like a mist. I made my home in the highest heaven, my throne on a pillar of cloud. Alone I walk around the circle of the sky and walk through the ocean beneath the earth. I ruled over all the earth and ocean waves, over every nation, over every people. I looked everywhere for a place to settle, some part of the world to make my home. Then my Creator, who created the universe, told me where I was to live. Make your home in Israel, he said. The descendants of Jacob will be your people. He created me in eternity before time began, and I will exist for all eternity to come. I served him in the sacred tent, and then made my home on Mount Zion. He settled me in the beloved city and gave me authority over Jerusalem. I put down roots among an honored people, whom the Lord had chosen as his own. I grew tall like the cedars of Lebanon, like the cypress on Mount Hermon, like the palm trees of En-gedi, like the roses of Jericho, like the beautiful olive trees in the fields, like plane trees growing by the water. My breath was like the spicy smell of a cinnamon, of sweet perfume and finest myrrh, of staste or onycha and galbanum, the fragrant incense in the sacred tent. Like an oak, I spread out my branches. Like an oak, I spread out my branches, magnificent and graceful. Like a grapevine, I put out lively shoots. My blossoms gave way to rich and glorious fruit. Come to me, all you that want me, and eat your fill of my fruit. You will remember me as sweeter than honey, better than honey from the comb. Eat me, and you will hunger for more. Drink me, and you will thirst for more. Obey me, and you will never have cause for embarrassment. Do as I say, and you will be safe from sin. Wisdom is the law which Moses commanded us to keep, the covenant of God Most High, the inheritance of the synagogues of Israel. The law overflows with wisdom like the river Pishon, like the Tigris at fruit picking time. The law brims over with understanding like the Euphrates, like the Jordan at harvest time. It sparkles with teachings like the Nile, like the Gihon at grape picking time. The first human being ever created never knew wisdom completely. The last person on earth will be no more successful. The possibilities of wisdom are vaster than the ocean. Her resources are more profound than the deepest waters beneath the earth. As for me, I thought of myself as an irrigation canal bringing water from the river into a garden. I only intend to water my orchard and flower beds, but the canal soon became a river, and the river became a sea. And so I present you with my learning. I hold it high so that its light can be seen everywhere, like that of the rising sun. Like an inspired prophet, I pour out my teachings so that future generations can benefit from them. Please realize that I have not done all this hard work for myself alone, but to help anyone who wants to be wise. Alright, and that was wisdom is personified, taking in a distinct role, dwelling among God's people. She is closely associated with God's presence, but appears as an aspect of understanding as the spirit as rather than as the spirit itself. Now we're going to go into the last scriptures, First Enoch chapter 49 verses 1 to 3, and it reads on this wise: For wisdom is poured out like water, and glory faileth not before him forevermore. For he is mighty in all secrets of righteousness, and unrighteousness shall disappear as a shadow, and have no continuance. Because the elect one standeth before the Lord of spirits, and his glory is for ever and ever, and his might unto all generations. And in him dwells the spirit of wisdom, and the spirit which gives insight, and the spirit of understanding, and of might, and the spirit of those who have fallen asleep in righteousness. Okay, and that was Enoch speaks of the spirit of wisdom and understanding resting upon the elect one, interpreted as the Messiah. Here, wisdom is seen as part of the Spirit's role, implying that that wisdom is a facet of the Holy Spirit's work, but not necessarily the full identity of the Spirit. And we were looking at the topic at hand, which is the Holy Spirit and wisdom the same? So any of the read and listen to this word will be blessed by this, so may Yahweh bless you, may Yahweh keep you, may Yahweh cause his face to shine upon you, may Yahweh be gracious to you. May Yahweh lift up his countenance upon you, and may Yahweh grant you everlasting peace in Yahshua HaMashiach's name I pray. Selah.